there are 7,000 Ontarians every year that will experience cardiac arrest, which means their heart will stop, okay? 85% of that will occur at home or in a public area. So it could be a hockey rink, it could be at school, any sort of public place. And the other thing is that half of these are often witnessed by friends or family. So if you do have an AED and also do CPR, how many of those lives do you think you could save? Give me a percentage. Do you know, maybe a quarter of them, 3/4? Yeah. Half. That's actually exactly right. So of 7,000 people, you can save up to half of that number, 50%, just by doing CPR and doing defibrillation. So this is why it's so important to have these in public places. So the government has put legislation out there so that you'll have these in your schools, you'll have them at hockey arenas, any gyms, you know, if you go skating or anything like that. Defibrillators are supposed to be in all public places. So what did they first do when they came up to the victim? Yeah?
They told them to go
Exactly. So they want them to get medical help. So you just watch me. I'm going to run through it, and I'm just going to redo what they did there so you guys can see how it's done. So here's my CPR mask. Okay? It's called a pocket mask. You can keep it in a first aid kit. You open it up inside. It's really handy. It comes with a pair of gloves. Right? We also have an antibacterial hand wipe that you can use afterwards. So, with the mask, you have to pop it out because in order to fit in the case, it's inverted. This little one-way valve is really important to the functioning of this mask because if you don't put this valve on, you can actually get the victim's air coming back up through. So it makes sure that when you're giving air into the person, that no air is coming back out. Or vomit. If the person vomits, you don't want that coming back out too. Yeah?
When I went to camp, we were playing at the beach and there were lifeguards there, so they were practicing. So they could get some kids to like pretend, and I saw them putting like that pocket mask on them.
Yeah. So I come up to the victim. The first thing that I'm going to say is, hey, how's it going? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I want to check, see if he's responsive. He's not responsive. So what I'm going to do is tell you to go call 911. You have to go call 911. Always tell the person to come back to you and report to you that they've actually called 911. Something could happen to her while she's going to make the phone call. I want to make sure that the phone call's been made. Once I tell them to go call 911, I'm going to check her breathing. So I'm going to tilt the head back and I'm going to look, listen, and feel for about 10 seconds to see if there's any breathing. If I don't see the chest rise, I don't feel any breath on my cheek, and I don't feel anything, then the person we're going to assume is not breathing. If we assume they're not breathing, we assume that their heart is not beating, because if you stop breathing, eventually your heart will stop very shortly. Now I know he's not breathing, I'm going to begin CPR. So I take the mask, which I'm going to use to do the CPR to protect myself, and I'm going to lift up under the chin, blow into the mask 2 times with 2 full breaths. Once I do that, I remove the mask and I'm going to begin CPR. So the head can go into a normal state. I'm going to lock my arms, and just down the center of the chest between the nipple line, one hand on top of the other, pressing down with the heel of your hand, and I'm going to do 30 compressions. So you guys count for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
See these green lights on the doll? That means I'm doing good compressions, okay?